Well, the latest is, Totes, that the decision has been made. The EU Commissioner Vestager, who is in charge of these things, has prohibited, as you say, that merger. We've just got the details through in the last couple of minutes or so. They are basing it on the fact that they do not think it will be very good for consumers. They say that this proposed merger would have significantly impeded effective competition in two areas: in signalling systems, which are essential to keep the rail and metro system safe from preventing collisions, and very high-speed trains, which they argue would not have allowed for proper competition in the European market, with the creation essentially of this mega rail giant if it had gone ahead. Now, the thinking behind all of this, of course, Totes, is that Europe essentially needs to compete better on a global stage with bigger companies. That, as you say, if they are to take on the Chinese, for example, in this industry, that they need an operator that's not just big at the European level, but big at the global level as well. Particularly France and Germany, the national governments have been pushing this idea that in certain sectors mergers should be allowed to happen so that more European companies, as I say, can be competitive on the global stage. And that is why we've also had reaction today from the French. Bruno Le Maire, who's the French finance minister, has essentially expressed his disappointment with all of this. He says the criteria chosen by the Commission is not right. He says the pertinent market for analysing competition is the world market, not the European one, and goes on to say this is a political mistake. The role of the Commission is to defend the economic interests of Europe. Clearly not happy there, and that will be reflected also by the Germans. We heard from Peter Altmaier, the economy minister there yesterday, talking about how the state needed to intervene in order for European companies and German companies to compete on a global stage. Though it must be said, Tote, that Jean-Claude Juncker earlier on this week said that the EU Commission is not something that blocks and prohibits on a daily basis. They said they've only prohibited 30 mergers in the last 5 years or so, but clearly this will be and is a significant blow to Siemens Alstom. They had hoped that they were able to capitalise on this to compete on the global stage, and what we're seeing is playing out is a battle, particularly between the Competition Commissioner Vestager, the Commission and national governments, who clearly do not want the EU prohibiting what they argue are European interests.
Our political editor there, Darren McCaffery, on that decision from the EU Competition Commissioner. Thank you.